Looking at question 6, it says a string represents a series of whole numbers separated by commas. For example, like this. Right, we can assume that the comma character is only used as a separator. The string contains only the characters 0 to 9 and the comma character, this. Right, a procedure parse will take the string as a parameter. It will then extract each number in turn. It will calculate the total value and average value of all the numbers, then just output the total and average with a suitable message. Okay, and I mean here they're quite nice where they actually give us the procedure heading, or a procedure header, signature. Alright, so I'm just going to copy that here. Now, I mean the way I'm thinking of doing this, and maybe let me just copy these just so I can demonstrate. Right, let's zoom in as well. So what I'm thinking is we would have some sort of string, let's call this, like num string or something, and we'll just loop through this, character by character. Now, if we see a number, we'll just concatenate it to this num string. So here we see 1. Okay, well the next one we see 2, again concatenate it to this num string. Then when we see a comma, well then what we need, basically we need to convert this to an integer, right, using the string to num function. And then we would just add it to this total, right? And we would also need some sort of count variable because, well, if we're calculating the average, we need to know how many numbers we've seen, right? Because obviously in this case we've seen 4 numbers, and that means at the end we would need to divide by 4. Alright, so I think that's my logic. Again, we're just going to have some num string which we're going to concatenate each digit to. So let's just go ahead and try and do this. Right, so here then, well, let's declare, I guess the first one can be the num string. Right, well that's going to be a string. If we're reading character by character, then often, we might want to have a current character. Right, we're also going to need a total and count. And I think maybe that's all we need. Alright, so let's try and get started. If we want to loop through a string, we can say for position equals 1. Right, then we go 2. And this will be the length of in string. Then, right, let's get the current character. So for this, we can just use mid. Hopefully you're familiar with this by now. Right, we can say in string. Then we can say the sort of current position, or the starting position, which will be this position variable. The for loop. And then here we just want to get one character. Okay. So what we can do, well, we just need to check if it's a number, and there's a few ways we can do it. I mean, one, we can just go if, and then I guess if we go if current character is not equal to a comma. We can do something like this. And I mean, in this case, it will work because there's only digits or commas, but there's also other ways. One, we can go is num, so this is a built-in function, this will just check if the input string is a number basically, right? And then this will return true or false. Now we could do it, for example, like this. If we go current char is greater than or equal to 0, and current char is less than or equal to 9, right? This would work. Alternatively, we can use the ASCII function. So the ASCII, this converts a character into the ASCII code. So here we say 0 would be ASCII 48. And then here we'd have to go ASCII. ASCII of current char is less than or equal to 57. But I think here, since Cambridge, they've given us this is num, so let's just use this, and we'll then go equals true. Right, and what we want to do here, so like we said, we want the num string, and in fact, let me just initialize all of these variables. So we'll just go num string. Let's go count. Right, and then we'll just go total. Okay, so right, num string then, we just want to, we want to concatenate this with the current character. Okay, and I think that should be all we need to do if it's a number. Now, let's think if it's a comma. So if it's a comma, basically we just need to convert it to a number and then add it to the total. So let's go something like this. Let's say total. Right, hang on. This will then be total, and then plus the string to num, and that is going to be num string. Right, the next thing we want to do, we also want to increment the count. And then the last thing we want to do, we want to set this num string back to an empty string. And the reason for that is because, obviously, when we see this comma, well, currently, currently the num string is still 12. So when we see this next one, well, then it'll be, 1, 2, 1 like this. And that's why, obviously, yeah, we want to set it back to an empty string, just so on the next time it's, just starting from, this 1, 3. All right, and I think that's okay. Now, there will be a situation here at the end, so let me just show you where this 22 won't output. And right in the exam, you don't need to output, but I will just output just to test it. Right, so let's get output, and yeah, before we set it back to an empty string. And probably, this will only output the first 3. Right, so what I'm going to do, I guess let's use these. Right, let's go parse. Right, and then just, do that. And here, right, let's go next position. Right, let's go end procedure. And, of course, this is not finished, right? We've not calculated the average or total. But, yeah, let's just test this, see what happens. Okay, and, yeah, you see here, so this 22 is not outputting. And the reason for that is, of course, well, we get to the end, and, well, we don't see a comma. Now, if there was a comma like this, right, then it will work. But, yeah, of course, well, since there's not a comma, then we also need to go in this condition, if we're at the end of the string. So there's kind of 2 ways you can do this. One, you can do it all inside this for loop, right? Or you could also do it after the for loop. And I'll show you both methods. Now, the way we can do it inside the for loop, honestly, maybe it's a little bit tricky. So, well, here we can say and then we want to check that the position is less than the length of the string. Yeah, and then I guess here, well, it's going to go here if the position is equal to the length of the string. So here we can just check this, because, right, it's going to go to this else, well, 2 conditions. One is that if it sees a comma, right, and the other condition it will go in this else is if the position is equal to the length of the string. So here what we want to check, well, if position is length of the input string, right, then what we want to do, basically we just want to copy this again. So that means, because, well, of course, currently the num string is going to be 2, and then, yeah, when we see this next 2, well, now it's going to be 22, right, because, yeah, we've done this, and then this should calculate the total and everything properly. Yeah, so let's just run this and see if it works, and maybe I'll change it to 23, just so we can actually see a difference here. Yeah, okay, so we see this works. Alright, now again, this is one way you can do it. Another way we can do it is, well, we can just do it, after the loop. So let's just delete this. And here we can do something like this. We'll go, right, if the, okay. Right, let's see if that's reset it. Okay, right, so let's get if num string is not equal to an empty string. Right, then what we want to do, well, we just want to do the same thing. So we're just going to concatenate this sort of, last character. Or in fact, yeah, okay, so actually in this case we don't need to do this. Because I guess, well, here the last character will be a number. Okay, so it's going to do this. I guess here then all we need to do is just this. Right, okay, and then let's just end if. Yeah, because, like, at this point, well, this should be 23, and then we're just going to, add 23 to the total. Yeah, okay, I think that should work. Right, and let's just try and output this. So we'll just go output, let's go total. Right, so this will just be the total, and then, well, average, we just need to do total divided by count. So let's go total, and then, yeah, divided by count. Alright, and I'm actually going to try some easier numbers, just so we can actually test it, yeah, kind of more easily. Right, so let's run this. Yeah, so total is 60 and average is 20. And then, of course, in the exam, we don't need this output. Right, so guys, yeah, I think this seems to work. Of course, yeah, there's kind of 2 different methods we can use, right? Either we can calculate everything inside the loop, yeah, or we can get to the end and then just have this kind of extra if statement. Right, but hopefully both of those make sense, and yeah, see you in the next video.